Gotta cover your dome, get a PA knit. Them PA boys who you cease play with. Drop it in the cart and at least play 6. You gon' cherish them joints on some keepsake shit. Gotta cover your dome, get a PA knit. All kind of flavors is what we stay with. It complement the shine so that we stay lit. Just what you need to complete great fits. Yeah. When it comes to the hats, Gully got you covered. The knits is the shit, you gon' drop all the others. Word to mother, once you discover the comfort, you gon' be like, yo, my brother. Fuck a beanie, unless it's Seagull, it's a wrap. The mother hats, really a lie, you fitted cap. As a holiday gift, the joy we give is drip with more color than Roy G. Biv. Never basic, even got the patterns. You'll shine like lanterns in the cut like caverns. Whether you're hustling, thugging, or loving simple life, no pilfering, hit Gully, he'll get you right. Gotta cover your dome, get a PA knit. Them PA boys who you cease play with. Drop it in the cart and at least play 6. You gon' cherish them joints on some keepsake shit. Gotta cover your dome, get a PA knit. All kind of flavors is what we stay with. It complement the shine so that we stay lit. Just what you need to complete great fits, yeah.
PA Knit, the most electrifying fashion accessory in the world today. Go get yours. pa-knit.com. Peace. You ready, Nick? Let's get them. Truck drivers.
Nigga, the hunger to win, the will to survive. The look in my eyes, saying that the victory's mine. Every L is a lesson to learn. Every triumph is a blessing to earn. Blood, sweat, and the burn. Nigga, the hunger to win, the will to survive. The look in my eyes, saying that the victory's mine. Every L is a lesson to learn.
646-592-7850. Y'all know my number. Word. What's up, Nick? What's going on? I ain't seen you in a minute. I've been boogieing, man. I've made some personal decisions in regards to this this podcast and shit. Boom, I moved into the new studio location and shit. I'm in the Renaissance building now. I opened up the call-in hotline. That shit's bubbling. You dig? And I've been trying to pretty much eliminate anything that's not turning a profit in regards to this platform. And I got to put a little bit more emphasis on this podcast shit because I'm investing a lot of money into it. And it ain't coming back like it's supposed to. But if I put a little bit more emphasis on it, everything's going to be all right. Boom. Been ripping and running. The last couple of weeks have been lessons to me. If y'all follow the platform, y'all seen my live stream that I did about the incident I had with the IRS at H&R Block. That was frightening. I'm past that already. I met somebody, well, I already knew this chick. This chick helped me get my operating agreement together. That was one document that I was missing that was keeping me from being able to go open a business account under Gully TV. Everything that I've done thus far in this business has been out of my own pocket, my own legwork, everything. But I'm a little late on the maturing, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to doing legal shit. I've been at LLC since 2009, but I never did nothing with it. I was in the dark as to what to do with it. I knew that I wanted to register my company, and I wanted a company, but I didn't know what to do with it. Since then, you know what I mean? I've been doing my thing on YouTube, getting good money from Google AdSense and shit like that, but I've never busted a move with a financial institution as far as getting, you know, grant money, and it's a whole new education and shit, you know what I'm saying? Niggas around me, like, you know, pulling my coat, like, man, you using your own money, man. Like, we know you's a superb hustler. You didn't already prove that. You proved that on the block, man. But if you do it like this, it can go like this, you dig? But like I said, you know what I'm saying, I'm a little bit late to the party in regards to legitimizing everything. The incident with the IRS is what put me in a corner and said, you better straighten all the way up. So just getting the paperwork and shit right. Like I said, I've been dominating, you know what I mean, freestyling it through Google AdSense. I had other people around me, you know what I'm saying, relatives and shit like that, females filing the taxes and shit like that. But I'm a soloist now. Everybody's gone. My social circle is the size of a Cheerio. It's just me. And I just left the credit union and shit. I already got an account there, a personal joint. I already been, doing busting moves with them in regards to my personal life, raising my credit score. I paid off this credit card that I had. I owed the Department of Education a couple dollars from my college years and shit. And when I pay that off and shit, I have a 700. I'll be in the 700 ballpark as far as the credit score go. I'm in my mid 600s right now, but I'm gonna be at $7 as soon as this last debt get killed and shit. So what's going on with me right now and shit is I'm powering up and shit, you know what I'm saying? I already told y'all about the DoorDash situation. This shit I got going on is steroids. That's why y'all been seeing a lot more of me on the live streams and shit. You know what I'm saying? I launched the call-in hotline. I've been working the fuck out of that. Everything's going well. Just killed it with Lord Jamar the other day about the foundational Black Americans. I did a joint last night with Luce Cannon. That shit viral. I interviewed Roscoe P. Cochain a couple days before that. Boom. Everything is clicking and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I told P.A. Dre. I called him Sunday night. I was laying in the bed watching National Geographic and shit like that. And I was telling him, I said, yo, I'm going to rest for the rest of today. When Monday get here, I'm going berserk. He said, what you mean? I said, watch this. You dig? So I came from behind the desk now. Gloves is off. I told y'all since day one I wanted to keep my platform with me behind the camera and shit like that. And I still intend to do that. But I gotta be a part of the show. If I want this shit working at its highest capacity, I have to be a part of the show. People actually come to Gully TV to see me, to hear from me. So a guy that did my editing a long time ago, J-Pad, told me, this is way back when I had no intentions of being on camera. He told me one day, we were sitting at the desk editing, he said, you know what, man? If you want this shit to go right, man, you're gonna have to start getting on camera. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, man, you fresh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cocky, you be popping that shit, man. He said, you need to be a part of this shit. Like, you are Gully TV. You need to... And that's something that I've struggled with at times and shit, because I be having other shit to do. And not only that, I don't want my platform to appear ordinary or look like everybody else's, whereas the other platforms, that profess to do this shit, they be on the camera all the time. They be talking all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that. I didn't want that. I wanted a show where I bring personalities from hip-hop, from the fashion business, and athletes and shit, and profile them. You dig? I do the questioning. I didn't have to be on camera. There were certain instances when I wanted to be on camera. I wanted to be on camera with Steve Francis. I wanted to be on camera with Skip to My Lou. I wanted to be on camera with DeMar Johnson. I wanted to be on camera with God Sham God. But those, as you know, those are basketball videos. So I wanted to be a part of that. That shit is just in me. And here I am and shit. So boom, you've been getting the hotline. You've been getting the call-in hotline. You've been getting live content in my studio. I've had Roscoe P. Cochain. I had Fat Man Scoop. I had Boaz out of Pittsburgh. These all back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? Original content. And in between, I've been doing the live streams and shit. And the merchandise is booming, blowing out. That shit's blowing out of the frame and shit. You know what I'm saying? I took that new revenue from DoorDash. I've told y'all, if y'all follow me on Instagram, I flipped every dollar. I dressed in gym clothes the whole summer, as you see. I probably recorded in this sweatsuit before. Well, I only got on just the hoodie right now. I got on basketball shorts, but I wore athletic apparel the whole summer because I've been breaking a sweat, man. I've been going to the gym and I've been getting busy, man. I've been in no position to get fresh. I ain't been in no position to have no fucking chains hanging from my neck. I ain't even wore my jewelry pretty much this whole summer. I got another cable on the way. I ain't did none of that. I just been 100% putting emphasis on taking this shit through the roof. If you're paying attention to, YouTube and shit like that, a lot of people are slowing up. the interest in certain people's and a lot of people's platforms is drying up. But that's because the reciprocals aren't any good. You know what I'm saying? We're lacking original content. And you know, when you take a step back and look at things, everybody is interviewing the same people. The same motherfuckers been on Drink Champs, that been on Gully TV. Same motherfuckers that been on MREC. Same motherfuckers that been on fucking Math Hoffa's Expert Opinion. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers are scrambling. So you see a lot of funny shit, man, because people are panicking. They trying to figure out what's the next thing to do. And I implemented the call-in hotline. I had it before. And I'm going to continue to dig and dig and dig for rare content, man. I want to make sure that when y'all come to my platform, you get everything you looking for and shit. I want you to leave here feeling like you just went to a media smorgasbord, man. You come out of my shit full. You dig? So I'm going to get off into the show right now. I had to get all of that off my chest. Just catch y'all up on a few things. And what I came here to talk about is this Rolling Stone magazine article that has the internet buzzing right now. As you may have known, I don't know if you guys have read it, but Rolling Stone published an article that revealed Craig Mack didn't die from heart complications or congestive heart failure. Craig Mack died from complications of HIV and AIDS. And a lot of people are saying, like, what was the whole point in y'all putting a story out like this? Craig's been dead for many years. Leave that shit alone. It's like y'all trying to sensationalize what happened to him and profit and gain clicks and, you know, attention from this calamity that probably was just his family's personal business. But anyway, I'm going to read from this article. Nationwide, Rolling Stone magazine has sparked significant controversy with its recent article revealing the late rapper Craig Mack, who passed away in 2018, did not die from congestive heart failure as initially reported by his family. Instead, the magazine disclosed that Mack's actual cause of death was complications related to HIV and AIDS, a detail that was kept private by his loved ones. According to Rolling Stone, Mack's death certificate confirmed HIV and AIDS as the cause of death, and it was reported that he had refused treatment. This revelation has ignited a debate over the ethics of revealing such personal information, especially when it contradicts the narrative previously shared by his family. Craig Mack was a pioneering figure in the world of hip-hop. He was actually the first artist that came out on Bad Boy. He had a hit record before Notorious Big called Flavor in Your Ear. Legendary track. The remix was equally devastating. Craig Mack had a few jams and shit. His first CD, though, I believe it was called Funk the World. Certified hip-hop classic in my opinion. Craig was a pioneering figure in the world of hip-hop, leaving an indelible mark on the music industry before his untimely death. Born in Queens, New York, Mack was one of the first artists signed to Sean Diddy Combs' Bad Boy Entertainment label, where he released his debut album, Project Funk the World, in 1994. The album featured the hit single Flavor in Your Ear, which became an anthem of the 1990s and earned Mack a Grammy nomination. His unique flow and delivery helped define the sound of the early 90s rap genre, cementing his legacy as a trailblazer in the game. I agree. Despite his success, Craig's career was relatively short-lived. After his initial burst of fame, he struggled to replicate the success of his debut album and eventually stepped away from the spotlight. In the years that followed, Mack lived a relatively private life, resurfacing only occasionally in the media. His death in March of 2018 shocked fans and the music community alike. At the time, his family stated that he had passed away from congestive heart failure, a claim that was widely accepted by the public. However, Rolling Stone's decision to reveal the true cause of Mack's death has stirred significant controversy, with many questioning the magazine's choice to disclose such sensitive information, particularly when Mack's family had chosen to present a different narrative. The article's publication has raised ethical concerns about the responsibilities of journalists when it comes to handling the private details of a public figure's life or death. Critics of the Rolling Stone article have pointed out that although the information about Craig Mack's death is factual, it serves little purpose beyond sensationalism it wasn't called for. They argued that the magazine's decision to publish the information disrespects Mack's memory and undermines the narrative the family chose to share. For a figure as beloved as Craig Mack, whose contributions to music are undeniable, the controversy raises important questions about the balance between journalistic integrity and respect for the deceased. The incident also contributes to the broader conversation about the role of journalism in the age of celebrity. With the increasing public interest in the private lives of celebrities, the pressure on journalists to uncover and publish every detail has grown. However, as the Craig Mack controversy demonstrates, there is a fine line between reporting the truth and respecting the dignity of those who can no longer speak for themselves. Rest in peace, Craig Mack. Prior to getting down with Bad Boy, Craig Mack was running around with EPMD. This is something that I ended up finding out later on. I seen pictures of him and Eric Sermon and those guys when he was a little younger. I enjoyed Craig Mack's music. I'm a journalist myself, and many times, during my career, I chose to withhold information that would make these celebrities, a lot of who I admire and enjoy their craft. I never wanted to damage their reputation or image, with the public and shit. There's people that, I won't mention a guy's name. I went to interview a guy one time, and when I got there, he was drunk. He was stumbling drunk. Like the interview was a mess, and I did what I could. And this content has been out on my channel for many years, and nobody can detect that this brother was drunk or nothing like that. But it was a female there with me, and she was there when this was going on, and she was just like, damn, man, like, you never would have thought that someone of that magnitude would be carrying it like that in real life and shit. One of his associates came to the interview, and I had to interview him afterwards. And when he came and he showed up and seen how homeboy was and shit like that, he was like, if you can, you could, could you edit the video, like cut a lot of that shit out of the video. I was like, you ain't gotta tell me that, fam. I said, man, I love you niggas and shit, man. I love y'all music. I grew up on that shit, man. Like, I would never present a bad image of y'all to the public, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? If y'all embarrassed, I feel the same way and shit. Like, I have emotional ties to some of these artists and shit. Like, even though that they're total strangers, some of them were strangers prior to me doing interviews with them, I still have, precious memories and shit and experiences, whereas I can, think back to their music and pinpoint exactly where I was in life, how I felt, the shit that I was going through. Like, it's a real intimate relationship with me in hip-hop music, and I would never paint a bad image of someone, for the public. I call that journalistic integrity. Rolling Stone, people who are not a part of the culture, they don't care. They want to sell, their magazine. They one of the few magazines that still actually print actual magazines. You can buy a Rolling Stone from the newsstand or at a drugstore and shit like that. And they totally concerned with that. They don't care about black people. They don't care about hip hop culture. They don't care how anyone feels and shit. So whatever they can do to sell their next copies and shit, to feed their families and shit, they gonna do it. I've heard a lot of people being critical of how people from the hip-hop community is portrayed. Like, just the other day I seen Nikki D online, and she was complaining about the BET Awards and the people that was performing and how they choose to represent hip-hop right now. And at the end of the day, something that was in the comments and something that she said out of her mouth, I believe, because I didn't watch the whole interview. Black entertainment television ain't owned by black people. It's not. So they not they're not gonna protect our image. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care. It's a business to them. You know what I'm saying? This is another instance of black people not having the proper footing in this art form that was created by black people. And yes, it was created by black people, by black Americans. Make sure y'all go check out my most recent interview that I did with Lord Jamar, where he defines foundational black Americans. That's a term that came not from Tariq Nasheed, but from Dr. Claude Anderson, just for the record. And according to Lord Jamar, who's an elder who I respect, hip-hop is a phenom and an art form that was created by young black Americans, not just in the Bronx, which was something that's been told and spread for many years. No, it was created by the cool table everywhere. Black people everywhere, young black people everywhere was coming out of the civil rights movement. A lot of people was fans of James Brown music, and James Brown's was some of the break beats that was used to create this thing that we know as hip hop. Kool Herc took breaks in James Brown music and extended it so dancers could dance, and that's where you get the term break dancing from. But that, with Kool Herc, that happened in the mid-'70s, like 76 or something like that, maybe 77. People been hip-hop and people been breakdancing has been the actual breaking, the movement has been traced as far back to Africa, and people been putting words together, talking slick, man. The last poets, Gil Scott Heron, Dolomite, pimps who used to be on the corner and toasting and popping their shit, they spoke in rhyme form and shit. So this is not a new genre. It was definitely created by black people and black people alone. Make sure you go check out my interview that I did with Lord Jamar so you can get more insight on the actual, what he meant. And it's not no disconnect between blacks and Puerto Ricans, and that's kind of what the argument has taken online. Like there is a separation between blacks and Puerto Ricans, and it kind of like turns to a racial thing. But Lord Jamar said, no, I wasn't just pointing out Puerto Ricans, I was pointing out Jamaicans too, because people was trying to say the Jamaicans created hip hop, and Lord was saying no, it was created in the inner cities by young black Americans and shit. The cool table, straight like that. That's who the foundational black Americans are. The cool table in America, the United States, and the United States alone. There were some people that contributed to it growing and flourishing. That can't be disputed. But even breaking was created by black Americans. You know what I'm saying? In America. In Africa, black people, straight like that. So, getting back to the topic about the journalistic integrity, it boils down to we are not in control. We're not the sole controllers when it comes to the art form. A lot of people exist and live off hip hop in a predatory aspect, like DJ Vlad, who's trending right now, but for the disrespect that he issued out towards Marlon Wayans. Marlon Wayans told Vlad TV that he wanted $40,000 for an interview and 30% of the revenue, which is probably extreme, but that's still his price. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be disrespected for that. Vlad got to talking about a bunch of like homosexual stuff like that, and just was disrespectful, and it's a reflection of his true character and how he feel about black people. This ain't the first time this has happened with him. Lord Jamar and Godfrey, ended up leaving his show because of some slick shit he said about Minister Farrakhan, and refused to accept accountability and apologize. So we know who he is. Are we surprised? No, I'm not. And there that go. Rest in peace to Craig Mack. Before I get up off of here, I just want to say I interviewed Luce Cannon last night. He's a brother from Los Angeles who is high profile for speaking on the Nipsey Hussell situation. He speaks out against Big U. If you listen to what he said on my interview, make sure you go check it out. He says his problem with Big U ultimately in a nutshell is that he's a troublemaker. He said us, the young generation, we have the Instagram, the online community, we have the internet generation. And we trying to rap, we trying to act, we trying to be successful, we trying to put out clothing lines, we trying to have something. We want money. We tired of going to jail and we tired of the killing. We want to be a part of this culture and we want to thrive in this culture. And it's guys like him who don't got no talent and who don't bring nothing to the table. He comes with his predatory shit, and that's what he was doing with Nipsey Hussell and shit. He said that something that raised the eyebrow with me. He said it a long time ago, about 8 months ago, but something that wasn't popular in regards to the whole topic was Nipsey Hussell apparently beat Eric Holder up a couple weeks. Did you know that, Nick? Yeah, check out my interview I did with Luce Cannon. It's on YouTube. He said that a week or so before that murder happened, Nipsey actually beat dude up. You dig? And dude was a crystal meth head. And he was a nobody in the hood. He was a junkie and shit. And he just was saying that in order for someone like him to make a move like that, it wouldn't happen without Big U having knowledge of it. And he said that Big U called him 30 minutes before Nipsey was killed and said, yo, you just hear that Nip just got killed? And he said, what? No, I ain't heard that. He said he got off the phone. Luce Cannon said he got off the phone and he called Nipsey Hussle, and Nipsey answered the phone. And he said, I love you, cuz, blase, blase, blah. And then he said within 30 minutes after that, Nipsey was killed and shit. So he said this dude definitely knew about it. He said he don't fuck with him. The last straw with him not fucking with him was when DJ Khaled was in the hood with Nipsey Hussle, or when he was coming to California, Big U told Luce Cannon, yo, I need you to go press him. He owed me some money. He owed me something. He ducking me or something like that. And Luce Cannon went and got some, went and mobbed up with his guys, and he went and they gripped up DJ Khaled. He said DJ Khaled started panicking and shit like that. He said he got on the phone, called Big U, and said, gave the phone to DJ Khaled, and DJ Khaled was like, yo, Big U, what's up, man? I love you, man. What's this about? And he said that he heard on the loudspeaker, Big U said, man, I don't know why my nephew doing that dumb shit, And he's saying to himself, you put us on him, shit. So he was like, he just wasn't feeling the shit that he was on, not to mention that he's a part of an organization. It's kind of like the Weed and Seed program or something like that, where he is compensated for, I don't know, consulting or dealing with, law enforcement. Whatever the case, he said that's primarily the reason why he be online bombing on him and shit. He said, I don't fuck with him. He ain't built like that. Only reason people was scared of him is because me and my niggas was running down on people. That was us putting in that work. He called him a sweetheart, a cupcake, sugar plum, and a bunch of other shit. I ain't gonna, fuck it up. Make sure y'all go and check out the interview for yourself. It's on the real Gully TV. I just wanted to get in here and get out. You can listen to this and play this back on my podcast, The Real Dribble, available on all podcast services. Pillmatic 1 and 2 available on all streaming sites. Make sure you go get that. 38 Special got a new project out called Mother and a Gun. That's dope. Go get that. We just hip hopping, man. Oh, Yasin from Staten Island. Remember that name. Make sure you remember that name. He got the dope video out right now. Bikini Wax featuring Ghostface Killer. I stand for hip hop, sports, and fashion. When you come here, you already know what you're gonna get. That's my time. I gotta get on the road. Truck drivers, y'all make sure y'all drive safe and come to the website, man. Spend some money, man. Look like something when you on the road and shit. You know what I'm saying? TheRealDribble.com or PANit.com. One of the two. I got two websites, man, and that's how I'm doing it. That's my show for the day. Play me some hip hop, man, as I get up out of here, man. I really appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram at I am Gully TV _. And make sure you follow me on Twitter at Gully TV 1. That's my time. Peace.
Nigga, the hunger to win, the will to survive. And look in my eyes, saying that the victory's mine. Every L is a lesson to learn. Every triumph is a blessing to earn. Blood, sweat, and the burn. Nigga, the hunger to win, the will to survive. And look in my eyes, saying that the victory's mine. Every L is a lesson to learn. Every triumph is a blessing to earn. Blood, sweat, and the burn. I'm from the Saddam era, never been alarmed ever. Keep it calm, clever nigga, reach and get your arms severed. Taking strong measures, never know how you react until you been in it. Jaded with a chic style, I'm living off experience. Cocaine and chemistry, we living off experiments. Feminine energy got them flipping the pyramids. It's still down the Bronx, snapbacks, Ralph in the pyramids. Big Hawk with the bone crusher, I'm trying to rib. The honor rebel, the corner rebel.